Thank you.
We seem to do this on occasion.
It's a nice place.
I have a question for the Prime Minister in a moment, if I could. But first, sir, you said just a short time ago that Obamacare is virtually dead. Your plans for Graham Cassidy have not been able to get off the ground in the Senate. There's no idea whether or not it will in early 2018. You've been picking around the edges to some degree with the executive orders, some of which critics say are helping to destroy Obamacare. So I'm wondering, at this point, what is your health care plan, sir?
Well, if you look at insurance companies and you take a good, strong look and at the numbers, you'll see since the formation of Obamacare, they're up 400%, 450%, 250%, 300%. They've made a fortune, the insurance companies. So when I knocked out the hundreds of millions of dollars a month being paid back to the insurance companies by politicians, I must tell you, that wanted me to continue to pay this, I said, I'm not going to do it. This is money that goes to the insurance companies to line their pockets, to raise up their stock prices, and they've had a record run. They've had an incredible run, and it's not appropriate. Obamacare is a disaster. It's virtually dead. As far as I'm concerned, it really is dead, and I predicted that a long time ago. It's a concept that doesn't work, and we are very close. We feel we have the votes, and as soon as we're finished with taxes, John, we really feel we have the votes to get block grants into the states where the states can much better manage this money and much better take care of the people rather than the federal government. The state block grants will do massive block grants into the various states so that the states can run the program. So we feel we have the votes. We're going to be doing that after the taxes. In the meantime, we're involved with a budget, and then after the budget, hopefully that gets approved, and after the budget, assuming we have the support of all the Republicans, because we'll have no support from the Democrats, or almost no support, because they've really become just obstructionists. They have no good policies, and frankly, they're not good politicians, but they're very good obstructionists, and that's what they do well, obstruct. The number of nominees that I have approved by the Democrats are about half of what President Obama had. And when you look at that, and you can look at judicial appointments, look how slow that's going. I'll have 145 ultimately, which is a tremendous number. We'll have 17 Court of Appeals appointments, but they're not getting approved. They're being slow-walked by Schumer and the group of Democrats that really, it's really disgraceful. Even people that they know they're going to approve, they take it right out to the end. They use every single minute, and I think it's a very disgraceful situation. But Obamacare is everything but dead. The people aren't going to take it. They're not going to take it. Alaska, they had over a 200% increase. In Arizona, they were 116%, and I hear going up even higher. And the people aren't going to take that any longer. So I think we're in great shape. I think we have the votes, and we'll be doing that right after the largest tax cuts in the history of our country are approved, hopefully sometime in the very near future.
So is Graham Cassidy still the plan, sir?
Yeah, essentially that would be the plan, yes, block grants.
And Mr. Prime Minister, with respect to the president, in March of 2016, you said of the potential for a Donald Trump presidency, quote, "I hope we will not face this evil." And I'm wondering if after spending time with the president, you have changed your mind or if you're of the same mind.
I wish I knew that before my speech.
Διαπίστωσα από την συνάντηση που είχαμε τον Πρόεδρο ότι
the meeting had with the president, his approach and the way he addresses the politics.
Greek. Maybe on this one.
The U.S. is a very strong power, and their ability to intervene for good are very, very important. I want to confirm that the meeting that we had was very productive. Not a moment did I feel that I threatened at any time. I saw that there is a very fertile outlook here in order to set aside any differences we may have to find the common ground which is really important for the relationship between our two peoples that are traditional and historical, and for our common objectives. We need common values. We have common values, excuse me. Don't forget that the value of democracy and freedom was born in Greece. And it's one of the basic values that traverses American culture and American tradition. The president today of the U.S. continues this tradition, and I think our collaboration will be very substantial, and I'm very optimistic after the meeting that we had today.
So I might just add that a number of countries were a little bit nervous at the beginning, and I have very good relationships with the leaders of virtually every country I've dealt with. But the reason they were concerned was because I will not allow our country, the United States of America, to be taken advantage of by so many other countries all over the world. If you look at our trade deficits, massive trade deficits with virtually every country. You look at our jobs moving out to certain countries, and the companies are leaving and they're firing the people, and the product is made elsewhere and then it's sold back into the United States. I'm not going to be allowing that. So I can understand how certain countries and the leaders of certain countries may feel. But we're just not going to allow the United States to be taken advantage of by other countries anymore. And there's nothing we can do about that. Thank you. Okay. Jennifer, you want to go?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Sure.
I have a question for both of you, but let me start with you, Mr. President. Let me give you a quick question about the Federal Reserve. Do you have any other candidates that you're looking at other than Powell, Yellen, the five that have already been named? Are you looking at anyone besides those folks?
I would say within those five, you'll probably get the answer, and I'll be making the decision over the next fairly short period of time.
Can you say who your favorite is at this point?
Honestly, I like them all.
Okay.
I do. I have a great respect for all of them, but I'll make a decision over the next very short period of time.
Can I ask you a quick Obamacare question as well, even
Sure.
though John Roberts asked one as well?
Sure.
Apparently, Lamar Alexander has said he's made a deal with Senator Patty Murray to stabilize Obamacare. Has the White House been involved in those negotiations, and will you support that deal?
Yes, we have been involved, and this is a short-term deal because we think ultimately block grants going to the states is going to be the answer. That's a very good solution. We think it's going to not only save money but give people much better health care with a very, very much smaller premium spike, and you look at what's gone on with that. Also much lower deductible so they can use it. Lamar has been working very, very hard with the Democratic, his colleagues on the other side, and Patty Murray is one of them in particular. And they're coming up, and they're fairly close to a short-term solution. The solution will be for about a year or 2 years, and it'll get us over this intermediate hump because we have, as you probably know, we have either have the votes or we're very close to having the votes, and we will get the votes for having really the potential of having great health care in our country. So they are indeed working, but it is a short-term solution so that we don't have this very dangerous little period, including dangerous period for insurance companies, by the way. For a period of 1 year, 2 years, we will have a very good solution, but we're going to have a great solution ultimately for health care. Okay? And they are working together, and I know very much what they're doing. Okay? Thank you.
And Mr. President, you praised Greece's role in NATO with the contribution and in Suda Bay. Amid the volatile region of the Eastern Mediterranean, what do you see as the potential of Greece being as a pillar of stability in the region? And what would the U.S. like to see happening in order for Greece to achieve this potential? Thank you.
Well, I'll just start by saying that I think it has a great role in stability in the area. We have a feeling that it will get stronger and stronger. Very stable people. It's got the potential to once it gets over this tremendous financial hurdle that it's in the process of working out. We think that there'll be great stability in Greece, and militarily and in every way we look at it as very important and very important to the United States. We have great confidence in Greece as a nation. We have great confidence in what they're doing relative to their military, because I know they have plans to do some terrific things, and we know they will be an ally for many, many years to come. You know, they've always been a very reliable ally, and we've always been very reliable to them. So we look forward to that for many years.